All right, now that we have the character and the enemy set up, let's go ahead and see if we can. I'm freestyling this, so please bear with me. I'm gonna try to see the quickest and easiest way to use your mesh with the UEFN character, which can also be applied to the enemies. So I'm gonna start with the player character, and with the enemies, it's probably gonna be a little different because we're gonna have to create new databases. I don't know. We'll figure it out as we go. I'm just going to do the basic intro stuff to this. So I guess let's get started, right? So let's open up the launcher. Okay, so to start off, it's going to be best to use a character that well, not the best, you have to. For this to work, your characters have to have, at a bare minimum, the UE5 skeleton. So before you buy enemies, before you buy animation packs and blah blah blah, just verify with the author that it's targeted to the UE5 skeleton because I've purchased assets that have like Maya skeletons that the naming conventions are crazy, and the only way to fix that is to rename all the vertex groups. It's a long process, and then reweight the mesh. I mean, it's a nightmare. After that happened, I would never again, if it's not targeted to the UE5 skeleton or UE4 skeleton, I will never buy another asset again. Since they did that migration, it tends to happen a lot more frequently, so make sure you pay attention before you buy any mesh assets. But I'm going to use this guy because I'm going to add him to the project, this monster with Bookhead, because this was free. And I think it's free for life, so this is just going to be our test dummy. I'm just gonna add them to the project. And once again, I'm not a content creator. If you hear me rambling in the background, I talk to myself while doing things. Um, so let's figure it out. Let's get started. All right, where is he? Oh, here he is. Okay, so the first things first, I know this guy has a UE5 skeleton. So that for sure. So as you can see, this interaction and center of mass bones, these aren't paint weighted. These aren't weight painted because there's no need to be. But the UEFN character has a specific bone. Let's just go UEFN meshes. The UEFN character has this bone here attached. This is what gets called inside of the montages and sequences to find the point where the character can mount. So what we're going to do is we're just going to steal that bone. Just going to very simply copy it. We're going to just simply copy it and edit the skeleton, and we're going to place it in the root, on the root bone. This has to go directly on the root bone. Paste bone, accept, boom, perfect. That's beautiful. All right, so we got to save the skeleton. Okay, all right, so now we need to move all the sockets. So Control A for all, and then just copy the selected uh, sockets. We got them. We're gonna take them root, and we're just gonna paste sockets. Don't paste it to the bone. Just paste sockets, as you can see here. So that is that. Hmm. Okay, so these here, it appears, are connected to the weapon bone, which this skeleton might not have. So, yeah, it doesn't look like this character has that weapon bone. You know what? Control Z, undo. That might crash the system. Uh-oh. All right, so now we got rid of them. So let's open the UEFN character back up, and let's look for the weapon. So we need these bones. Weapon L, weapon R. All right, so that goes directly on the hand. Edit skeleton, weapon L, copy bone, book monster, edit skeleton, hand. Okay, that's hand L. Oh, we're ready. And we're gonna just paste that bone. We're gonna give him that one, and then we're gonna do the weapon R. Weapon R, copy, paste bone, remove this. Let's go to weapon. Yep, perfect. So now he should have all the bones necessary. Let's go back. Cancel out here. Let's go back and select all the sockets again. Control all. Copy selected sockets. And then paste. Yeah, that fixed that issue. Okay, cool. So now we have to save the skeleton. Okay, while we're at the skeleton, we might as well get this out of the way now. So we're going to set show retargeting options. And we're going to go to the pelvis. And we're going to do retarget skeleton. And set it to skeleton. But from the pelvis bone up, we actually want the animations to be scaled. What that does is, let's say you do a direct retarget and the character you're retargeting from is too small, it's way shorter, it would actually scale the animation to fit the bones of the character you're retargeting to. Doesn't always have to be done, but the UEFN character is smaller. I think the only comparable skeleton is the small metahuman. So that will save us some grief when trying to figure things out later. All right. So now that we got that done, I don't think we need these anymore. Let's just close these out, save resources. Uh, the next move is going to be in the plugins folder. Well, I already did though. Well, I added this recently. So this way you can just collect, you can actually just use this text file. You can actually just use this text file to copy the sockets and just paste them over so you don't have to find the mesh. But I just did that for convenience. It doesn't really matter. What we're going to do here is I wrote out where we need to make some changes. So we have to make changes to these. Well, this for the base enemy is, I'm going to put that optional. The base enemy is going to be optional because the enemy instances seem to work, but this could help in the future. I don't know. I just left it there as a reference to recall. I wrote myself some notes to see where things might be able to fail. But whatever, I'm going to run through these one by one, so I'm just going to move this over. We're going to go and we're going to find master pose. We're going to find master pose. And in master pose, I'm gonna change this up a bit. Okay, DPI, get skeletal mesh. I'm gonna move these suckers over. And let's disconnect. We're gonna do this several times, so might as well just copy this. And you know what? I need to verify this actually. Oh, come on, dude. I need to verify that I have the right. Yeah. Okay. Cool. That's master pose. And then we have to do base. We have to do base weapon. All right, we have to do base weapon. Weapon. Attach actor. Come on, dude. I know this is tedious, but it's necessary. And then we do dual weapon. Base dual weapon. Attach second weapon. Move these guys over. I don't like to cast anyways, so for me, this is a much cleaner approach to it. And then we have to do base equipable. Okay, so now we know our mesh is completely set up. So this is going to pass through to the AI and the the character, so you don't have to do this. We don't have to do it twice, basically. It's going to use the same interface to just get the skeletal mesh for both the enemies and the player character. So we're good there. Did I compile? Yeah. Okay. Close tabs to the right. And now, I guess, don't know why I closed that one. We need it now. Okay. He's sitting pretty. So now we're going to just change it to book, hopefully without crashing the system. All right. Let's take a look at him. He looks a little frail. His shoulders are pushed back way too far. Or was he like that in the beginning? I don't recall. Yeah, legs look fine. arm's a little bit wonky, but we can always adjust that later. All right, so let's go ahead and let's find the level prototyping. All right, so let's see if this is going to work. Okay, he's walking. He looks pretty good. I don't know about the, obviously the animations are going to have to be reset. This just looks ridiculous. He's stabbing himself directly to the head. So obviously we're going to have to attach, we're going to have to fix that. The question is, scary part is it going to vault? Okay. Yep. All right, so that first failure probably was just because we changed the attach bone. So similar thing happens with the pre CMC check. Okay, that works. Now let's see if he can climb. Make sure everything is working. That looks good. Okay, so he's climbing. The animations are a little funky, and that's going to be because of the height difference. The only way to fix that is going to be by retargeting all the animations, which is kind of a pain because there's, I believe, like 400 of them. And you're going to have to retarget and reassign each and every single one of them. For now, I'm not going to do that in this video, but I am going to show you where you need to do these. So you have to go to UEFN animations and go to the motion matching data. Each one of these has a group, right? Oh, these are linked up. So each one of these has a group of animations. So let's see, edit. These are the PSDs. So you're gonna go and you have to go to every single one of these. And after you retarget, you have to replace. I would suggest to put a suffix. After you retarget, you're gonna have to replace all of these with the retargeted version. And there is a lot. It took me, the last time I did it, it took me about 5 or 6 hours or something like that to go through each one of these one by one because this is a tiny database. But if you go to one of the bigger ones, uh, stand walk from traversing, like, no. Well, you're gonna see that in here. Some of them have like 100 animations attached to them, and it's not only that they have 100 animations attached to them, is that there's other PSDs that use the same exact animation sequences. So like this is a bigger one, right? And these are pretty much, I mean, if you watch the Unreal Engine forum video, they say that you don't really need to use all of these, but I just have OCD, so. But yeah, after you retarget, you're gonna have to go through each one of these and replace it with the appropriate skeleton. And then on the schemas, right? So you have the schemas here. You're gonna also need to add the schema. you can create a data table that will replicate. I started thinking of going that route, but it's also a lot of work. I mean, being that the bones are the same, uh, shouldn't be a big deal. But I tell you now, this takes an extreme amount of time because in some of these, not only do you have to replace these guys, but you also have to replace um, some of these also have references to the montages as well, like the experimental state machine. I actually, hold on, I believe I bypassed this. I don't think we have to do these anymore. Let me verify while I have you here. Uh, animation blueprint. Yes, I did. I bypassed it. Good job. Um, yeah. So basically, since they have the same bone name structure, all of the animations will work. The only issue is going to be with the way they look. So it's a pain in the ass. But if you watch the other video I created for adding your own character to the regular ARPG, it's the same exact process. You're just gonna have to do it for the bookhead monster, or I'm sorry, whatever character you're using. But this is a rough and clean, simple way to get at least the functionality working with your own character. After that, it's gonna be totally up to you. But thanks for watching.